So what we're going to talk about today is 3 ways to get new students now, like right now, this week. Okay, so I'm not necessarily talking about a long-term strategy, although the last point of today is a little bit of a longer-term strategy that you can start today, because some of you might have more time on their hands right now. If you're not teaching a lot, then you need to invest this time in setting up your future. Okay, but strategy number 1, strategy number 2, you can use immediately to get new students this week, right? Let's not postpone, let's not dream, let's not theorize. Let's put this into action. So the big trouble for many of us is that we're competing with a ton of free information on the internet. I mean, you can go on YouTube and you can do Pilates until the end of your days for free. You will never need to pay a teacher. That's the reality. So how can you compete with that? Or low cost subscriptions, right? There's Pilates Anytime. There's Pilatesology. There's a ton more of those subscriptions, also overseas in different languages, different specialties. So how can you compete with those and actually make money as a Pilates teacher, teaching people maybe one-on-one via Zoom, or slowly getting back into the studio? Well, no, sorry, I'm sorry. We're talking about online. We're talking about competing online, right? Yes, because once you're back in the studio, we don't have that issue anymore. And by the way, do consider, I think everybody should do that, consider staying online long term. Keep that option open for yourself. And even if it's just 1 class per week, because should something happen, or should your clients go on vacation, you don't lose them. They don't have to skip their practice. They're still, you can still make money, okay, and they can still practice. But that's just an aside. So stay with me for the next 30 minutes, 20, 30 minutes or so. And I promise that you'll walk away with 3 actionable steps how you can get students this week. Does that sound good? Awesome. So who am I anyway? My name is Mara Sievers. I'm the creator of Pilates Encyclopedia. It's an online membership, just like the other ones that I've mentioned. Mine is a little bit different, as it is not necessarily classes. I have a few workouts in there, but it's really more about digging deep into the method and really understanding it from the ground up, and learning how to program sessions and so on and so forth. So it's really down to the nitty-gritty. It's like a Pilates teacher manual online. Okay, so and I also am the creator of the Pilates Career Academy. So I help Pilates teachers have a career that's financially and spiritually rewarding. I have been doing this for quite a long time, full time. I've started teaching Pilates in 2006 and pretty much have been full time since then. And I can tell you that the way that a lot of us are doing it is not right. It's just not right. It's not that it's bad, but it doesn't give you a fulfilling career that you can live from. I'm going to be very, very honest. Pilates teachers don't make a lot of money, and I'm here to change that. I'm seriously here to change that, because we deserve so much more. We deserve to get paid a decent amount, right? And we change people's lives. So we do good work, and we deserve to get paid for it. So if you need help with that, let me know. I'm your gal. All right, let's get right into it. Step number 1. This is a piece of advice for everyone that you can use all of the time for the rest of your career. Use this tool, which is your email signature, right? So when put into the whatever email program you're using, whether that's Gmail or something else, there's always a section where you can put in a signature that goes out with every single email you send, and you need to use this. Obviously, a lot of the times, and like start watching, actually, as you know, become aware of this, start looking at other people's signatures and just see what resonates with you, see what sticks out to you, see what you like, and you can take that a little bit of as an idea. But in your case, you need to have, like, the best thing you can do in there is to put a testimonial in there, right? So for instance, at my studio in Concord, New Hampshire, that I owned for 8 years, I once had a testimonial. I'm not sure how I got it, but one of my students basically either emailed us or posted the testimonial somewhere and said, I used to have back pain for the last 10 years, and I'm finally pain-free after doing Pilates classes at Concord Pilates, right? So that went out with every single email. So can you imagine if somebody gets their hands on this email, a former student, and they read that, or maybe one of my students gets this email, sees this quote, and immediately thinks of their friend or their family member or maybe their coworker who's out on sick leave a lot because of their back issues, don't you think they will refer you? Right? So an email signature is incredibly, incredibly powerful. I personally have used signatures for a long time, like the one that I just mentioned, but like recently I have a call to action. So that's your other option in your email signature, pull a call to action there. You could put there a way to get started with you, like respond to this email to book a free initial consultation with me. Simple as that. It couldn't be easier than that. Respond to email, done, right? Tell me your story. I have in my personal email signature right now, I have pretty much a call to action, like if you want to get more students this week, click here, right? Because that's what I help people with. And just this week or last week, somebody called, so somebody clicked that link, which takes them to a landing page where they can book a call with me. So there's that, right? So that's, email signatures are gold. You could try different things. If one thing doesn't feel like it doesn't do anything, try something different, but make it actionable. So make sure that you're very clear in what you're asking the person to do. So replying to this email with something is really helpful. And testimonial is great. And then maybe you can do respond to this email if you need help with that too, or if you have back pain, if you want help reducing your back pain, something like that. Okay, does that, so let me know in the comments. Actually, I'd be curious to know if you are currently using email signatures, yes or no. Just type yes or no in the comments. Let me know if this is a tool that you're already using. If not, obviously start now. Okay, let's move on to step number 2. Beginning teachers. So that's mostly for teachers who have just graduated or maybe are within the first maybe 2 years. So you're still building clientele. You still feel you don't have a full schedule and you just want to get anybody, right? Because when you're just starting, let's be real, you just want to teach. You just want to have enough students that you feel like you're doing this is a legit thing, right? So for you, if you want to fill more slots on your schedule, you need to ask for referrals. So referrals from your students, obviously, but also referrals from related practitioners such as chiropractors, physical therapists, surgeons, anybody in this field, massage therapists, rolfers, you name it. Anybody who has anything to do with the body, coaches of sport coaches, something like that. They should refer to you. And if they do, so if a doctor, if a surgeon, if a chiropractor tells their clients or patients that they should do Pilates, do you think that they will take this seriously? Yes, they will, right? If somebody has severe back pain and they go and see a surgeon and the surgeon says, I'm sorry, it's not operable, so I can't do anything for you, but I know this amazing Pilates teacher. She's helped a lot of my patients. You should go and call her. I think she can help you. Do you think that those people will try it? They will listen to the surgeon. They'll be your clients, right? Obviously, when we talk about referrals from practitioners like that, that's probably a matter of building a relationship. So you might not be able to get one of their referrals this week, but you can start today. Just start to reach out to these people. So if you, for instance, if you have clients currently who have been referred by a massage therapist. And even if they haven't been referred specifically to you. So I've often had people who started with me and they said, oh yes, my chiropractor said I should do Pilates, and then I ask, oh, who's your chiropractor? And if that name didn't ring a bell and I have never heard of them and I don't know them, or I would usually say, did they refer me specifically, or did they just say you should do Pilates? So that you know whether they've heard of you and they already are sort of familiar with your work, or did they just mention Pilates and you looked me up in on Google, right? So that's helpful. But so if you have any of those students currently or in the past, reach out to those people, thank them. So make that an ongoing thing. You always have to thank for referrals. And then I would start to invite these people, if your studio is open, I invite those people in, or start to schedule that. Invite people in and make them feel, show them what Pilates is, what you do, how you help people, how you work. Very, very important to make it a tangible experience if they want to. Another thing you can do is something I did a lot was to go to these places and introduce myself there. And I would just talk about what I do, what I believe Pilates, how I believe Pilates can help their clients, where I fit in to, that I'm not just stealing their patients, but how I can contribute them, their work. So that's a gold mine. I'll tell you, if you have just one chiropractor who's busy, they see a lot of people. If they keep sending, referrals to you, you're done. You don't need any more. I actually have, as proof, one of my coaching clients. She has, for the last 20 years, hasn't done any advertisement. She doesn't have a website. She doesn't have a Facebook page. She doesn't have an Instagram account. She has nothing. She has, for the last 20 years in her career, she's just done referrals and word of mouth. So it is extremely powerful, but you have to ask for it. And when you talk about asking for it, when you talk about your other clients, so your other practitioners, the other people, their students and clients you work with, it might be nice to offer them referral reward. It shouldn't just be the only motivation. Usually people will refer just because they want their friends to feel better. They don't necessarily refer just because of reward, but it is a nice gesture, right? So you can give them, offer them account credit. You can offer them a free class. You can offer them a gift card to, like I did that for a while, like a $20 gift card, I think, to a healthy food place in town. So you could do that. That's cash out of your pocket. But if you give them a free class, your current students might appreciate that because they are already taking class, so they just get one free, which they appreciate, and it doesn't cost you anything. So that might be the better option. But that's up to you. So, and you can also put this referral, asking for a referral, into your email signature, right? So during the month of June, if you refer one of your friends, you and the friend will get a free class, or you and your friend your friend gets the first class initial assessment free, and you get a free class, something like that, right? So you double up on that. So tell me in the comments if you are currently using referrals as a strategy to get new clients. And really, I tell you, if you ask your students to spread the word for you, some of them will, and it's a higher quality referral. Awesome. Let us move on to step 3. And this strategy is quite honestly, it's a little bit more time intensive, and it's more for teachers who already they know what they do. You know who you want to help. You have an ideal client. You have positioned yourself. You know who you can help the best. And maybe you just want better quality clients. Maybe you have a ton of clients, but you don't necessarily like the clients that you have, in terms of they just don't make you happy. You've been doing this for a long time, and you try the niche a little bit more, and you try to have better quality clients. So if that's you, then you need to look into valuable content marketing, informative blogs, really informative blogs. video that speaks to the needs and the desires of your ideal client. So I'm not just talking about Facebook posts or join my class next Tuesday, something like that, but you have to give the reader or the viewer an urgent and important reason to take action and to sign up, right? So for instance, if your niche, if your ideal client is somebody with back pain, then you could start with a statistic, which is 80% of people experience back pain at one day in their lives. And then you can also quote a study that showed that Pilates helps back pain. So now you've spoken to the problem that your ideal client has. You mentioned that there's proof to what you do works, and then you give them a call to action. You offer, for instance, a free consultation, right? So the free consultation, I'm a huge fan of that because it reduces the fear. Especially people who are in pain, there might be afraid to exercise. Okay, so if you give them a way to try it out for free, then they're more likely to give it a shot. Otherwise, and say, no, I don't want to pay for something that's potentially going to hurt me. When I say free initial consultation, I want to be very clear. This is not a free class. It's not a free class or a free session. That's undervaluing your services. It's a consultation. It's where you discuss what the person needs and whether you're a good match for what they need. And there is a very specific process that you can take people through that I can help you with. So if you're interested in getting help with setting up this sort of flow and an initial consultation that will show your clients that you can help them and that will encourage them to sign up with you, then let me know. Type help in the comments and I'll reach out to you and I'll help you with that. Okay, so again, but creating a blog post or a YouTube video, and don't underestimate that takes a lot of effort and a lot of time. I know that a lot of people do it, and it is a very good strategy to get to very specific people, especially people who are not necessarily in your area, right? Because word of mouth and referrals, if you try to work mostly in studio, it just doesn't work. But nowadays, the world has opened up for you. So if you are more specific, if you have an ideal client, for instance, maybe you only work part-time and you only want to work with runners because you're a runner and you know that really well, and you really don't want to work more than 10 hours on Pilates, maybe this is your side gig, and you don't meet that many clients, you can get more specific. You can have more of a wider reach, and you could potentially charge more because you are so specific, right? So that's the benefit of niching, that you can potentially charge more. Okay, and if you decide if you're prepared, maybe you already write a blog, then post something that is tangible and actionable and put a call to action there, right? So just telling them people, Pilates helps with back pain is maybe not as helpful as telling them exactly how they can do that for themselves. Like, which action do they have to take to get started in getting rid of their back pain? Okay, so email me, reply to this email, something like that. Post in the comments is a great one too, so that they raise their hand and can say, yes, I'm interested in that. Okay, so there you have it, guys. 3 different strategies to get you new students. Strategy number 1 is your email signature. That's gold right there. Strategy number 2 is referrals, and strategy number 3 is valuable content marketing. So blogs, vlogs, YouTube videos, educational Facebook posts, or Instagram posts, something like that. All right, I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask them in the comments below. I will answer every single one of your questions. And again, if you need help with any of that, I'd be more than happy to help you. I offer free strategy calls to anybody. So I'd be more than happy to just chat. It's free, it doesn't cost anything, just to see if you'd be a good fit, and if I could help you with getting more students, because it's possible. It's possible to get new students even now. People do it all the time, but you gotta know, you gotta be specific about it. You can't just hope. You have to take action. You have to take specific strategic action towards that. Alrighty, take care, guys. I hope you have a great week. Check in with me during the week if you like. If you are doing this, I'd love to get some feedback, do your homework. And if you're struggling, not knowing what to type, let me know, and we'll hop on a call. All right, bye, guys.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. And if you'd like to see more cool information, head over to PilatesEncyclopedia.com. I'll see you next time.